so I just moved my miter saw off of my workbench. My plan today, my objective today is to dismantle this workbench, which is fixed into the structure of the shed, the part that separates the original shed from the lean-to slab section. I'm gonna probably, I think this is, I should measure. This is probably 6 feet in length, maybe 8 feet actually. I think it's 8 feet, but I want to cut it in at least two, so I have two portable sections. It's a lot of wasted space, and I want to get more organized. So the plan is, so I just gotta remove all of my crap and get it better organized. But the plan is have a miter saw, again, at the DeWalt that's out there, on a little portable stand that has wheels. I already bought those, so I can move it around the shop. I can take it out in the driveway, do whatever I want with it easily. Even though I do have the DeWalt stand that came with it. That's a little cumbersome sometimes, and I just want more space. I also want to be able to have my motorcycle, have my Honda Grom. I want more space for that in this shed. So more room to maneuver, turn around, but I want this whole wall clear for floor space. I'll have the miter saw stand, say 3 feet or so, maybe 2 feet wide here. And then I'm gonna remove these little shelves here. I'm thinking about, so I built these extra storage shelves here. I'm thinking of doing a narrow shelf that kind of tucks up under here. Maybe I could put some paint cans, no more than a foot and a half, because I want to be able to get under here. I'm gonna put some lighting. I already have some LED plug-in lights, so I want some lights that I can come down on my work surface, and potentially some more storage long-wise. Just, I want stuff off the ground. I'm actually thinking as well, at one time I thought about insulating this wall, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably gonna throw some plywood on this wall and run a couple electrical outlets over here, also for the lights. Anyways, I want to put pegboard on the wall so I can hang on my tools and have everything in sight and get better organized. So that is the plan of attack. Just wanted to document it. That's kind of what I'm working with right now. I will keep you updated. All right, so making progress, getting some stuff organized. Just have a temporary table and shelf with some crap. Again, going to strategically, I might just cut it with my framing saw and keep everything screwed, because this is already good. So I'm probably gonna do that. Just do a cut right through here, and then on the two pieces, once this is off, I'll reinforce the edge with a new 2x4. I think that's the current plan. Gonna get rid of that shelf. I need, like I already talked about, that didn't serve much value. Anyways, just want to give a quick update, show everything in progress. All right, so here's updated progress. I've totally dismantled the fixed workbench here, salvaged most of it, cut, I think this is a 28 inch left to right I measured. It just gives me a couple inches on either side of the miter stand. Then this, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with yet. That might be a rolling outfeed table for my table saw. I got some other wood here, but that's the current situation right here. And yeah, I think it'll be good. I just gotta screw a few 2x4s together and we'll be good. All right, so I finally got this cut, 29 inches left to right to fit the miter saw. And here's how I have it reinforced on the bottom. Should be plenty strong. Now I just need to figure out the height, as well as I need to measure my casters. These are 2 inches. I guess that's top to bottom, or is that might be diameter of the wheel. I'll have to measure that. Alrighty. Alright guys, here's where I'm at. I did some measurements. I want the top of the surface to be about 36 inches. So I measured 2x4 as well as 1/2 inch plywood, which is 4 inches. And I knew that I needed 36 total height, like I said. I measured the caster from top to bottom. If you're looking at it, this is going on the bottom of the leg. It's 2.5 inches. So I just did some simple math. And that means that this post that I'm, 2 2x4s that I'm securing together need to be 29.5 inches high. So right now I'm securing it loosely with just 1 screw. I've already made sure that these are flush and the same height, and I secured them with 2.5 inch screws, so they're in there really nice. And what I want to do is get all 4 posts in place and then make sure everything's level. And then I'm going to put some really long decking screws from the outside as well as the inside and make sure everything's nice and tight. So that's just an update shot of everything right here. Be right back. Alright, so again, just to make sure that my 2 2x4s are flush, I used one on its end to basically make sure everything's good and flush there. Had it tight against here, so in essence it's 90 degrees. Put 2 screws there, one there already. I am using decking screws with the T25 torque star bit, just because it's much easier. It's much easier to drive, in my opinion. There's no drawbacks unless you're trying to remove it at some point later and you don't have a T25, but all the Phillips ones I've been stripping. So again, I'm just putting it in here. It's gonna be a pretty beefy little stand, even though it's only 29 inches wide. Again, I just want more space in my shop. I'll put the wheels up here and just wanted to show some progress. All right, so it's getting a little dark, almost sunset, and I wanted to get it inside the shop here so that it's as level as possible. My floor is not exactly level, but I just have 1 screw in each right now. Anyways, what I plan to do is plumb up the legs. So getting the legs plumb so they're straight up and down. I'm gonna drive screws. Another screw from the outside. I also have some longer screws I'm gonna drive from the inside. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of horizontal bracing. Not on the front, because I wanna be able to kick my legs when I'm using this thing, but on the sides, as well, definitely on the back, maybe a cross brace. So we'll see, it's kind of fluid. I'm just sort of winging it, but just wanna get something structurally sound. All right, so I discovered it was actually easier to flip it upside down to fasten the legs. So I have 2 from the outside, like I said, 2 on the inside. Just because I didn't think about the placement, there was a little gap. I put these cross braces in before, so I just put a couple wood shims just to make it easier. And each one of these has more screws going that way. If you're curious about the screws I'm using, but most of them are the 2.5 inch decking screws. They're the T25. Really good. Box of these are about 30 bucks, I believe, at your big box store. So anyways, we got this nice and level going this way. level going this way. So next up, gotta get my casters. Oh, I just need one of them for now. And that's the main reason that I did two 2x4s as opposed. I mean, it does give it much better rigidity, but if I just had one, it wouldn't have. These particular casters I got would not fit, so I'm probably gonna do them this way. So there's two beefy ones that way. I suppose I could do it that way as well, but I feel like this probably gets into the meat. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't want to split it. That's the issue, I suppose. We'll see. Shouldn't be that bad either way. All right, be right back. Just to show a quick update on. So I got one screw in here, and I always recommend doing the opposite diagonal just to make sure you'll find your placement. Get it down there. I do find that this 6-inch T25 extension is awesome. I actually saw one of the guys on This Old House recommended it once, and I never looked back. It's awesome. I only use the extension, so I'm gonna probably could get away with that, but I'm gonna do 4 all the way around. All right, so I now have the 4 casters with wheels on here, spinning, or you can lock it so it won't roll around. Just simple. I think these in total, all 4, were around $15, I believe, at the big box store. So these legs are pretty tight. I am gonna put some cross bracing on it. What I'm gonna do is probably do something like this. I'll come back to let you know, but stack a few 2x4s just so everything's equal all around, maybe 3 up, so it's about here, and then I'll screw one in all the way around. We'll see, let's see. All right, so before I even put any cross braces on, I just gotta show how happy I am with the ability to spin my new workbench. I'm gonna be putting my miter saw on it, but just the ability, and this is 36 inches, at least it should be, if I did my math right, from the ground. Let's see. All right, let's see, how's my math? Nope. Oh, shit. Haha. Fuck. Well. So this is kind of low. Whoa. All right, guys, so the reason that my measurements were off is when I did my measurements, I didn't account for the fact that my vertical braces went up inside, and the height basically, so yeah, the width of a 2x4 is 3.5, so I'm 3.5 inches below where I thought I would be. However, so I'm measuring 32.5 plus 3.5 exactly right there would have got me up to 36. However, in this particular case, it's almost a happy accident in the sense that these pieces here, what I'm trying to say is these yellow things came with my DeWalt miter saw stand, which is this huge aluminum, fairly heavy piece that you can fold out and extend on the job site. But in order for that to be valuable, I really have to have this piece always on here. So because I already have, there are already some extra holes here, I'm gonna figure out exactly where on this stand that should be. So I can drill through here from the bottom some bolts, just like this is in a sense. Anyways, long-winded story of saying, so far so good. I'm gonna throw some horizontal support braces. I'll take this guy off temporarily and we'll be rocking. All right, so here's what I was trying to talk about earlier. Here's the inside bottom of the workbench. So I have just loosely 1, 2, 3, found about the height that I want my support brace. So I measured this exactly, this piece. I'm gonna screw this in, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna do the same on this side. And I'm gonna do one on the back. That'll allow me, probably not tonight because I'm losing some sunlight, but I'll be able to slide a piece of 2x4, MDF, whatever, have a nice shelf. Just again, some more rigidity and just the extra storage space. So let me give that a go. All right, so here's my cross braces. Just wanted to show you. So I went inside 3 2x4, so 3.5 times 3. So I guess that's 10.5 inches from the top of that to that. Anyways, beefed it up. I'm gonna flip it over and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, here we are. So I am done for the night. I got the inside braces. Again, I'm gonna figure out the dimensions, put some plywood or some MDF. I have some extra MDF right there, but just something for a shelf. Not that I really needed it, but just a nice place to put some extra tools, I suppose, and put the miter saw back up here for the night and call it a day.